And only on RTV6, Call 6 Investigates lifts the curtain on a huge problem: too many unwanted animals. It's an issue you are paying for whether you have a pet or not.
And the city of Indianapolis granted our Kara Kenny unprecedented behind-the-scenes access so you can see the devastating impact of this problem.
We want to warn you, some of the video is graphic and may be difficult to watch.
It's a chilly fall day as Animal Control Officer Becky Knowles heads out on the streets of Indianapolis.
We are headed to an injured dog run.
This run is just a drop in the bucket in the city's backlog of more than 800 calls.
We are very short-staffed.
When Becky gets to the house, she finds a puppy hurt and bleeding. She thanks the Good Samaritans for calling and takes the puppy to her van. What happens next is unexpected and hard to watch.
Buddy, hang in there. Hey, hang in there, hang in there. Shh.
The puppy takes her last breaths. Officer Knowles does her best to comfort the dog as she passes away. Becky takes a few moments to compose herself.
I get a lot of feelings. Anger.
She's angry because this was totally preventable if pet owners properly cared for and contained their animals.
It's not fair. They didn't ask to be brought into this world. They didn't ask for you to not be responsible. And with the resources out here, with the people that are willing to help you get these animals vaccinated and spayed and neutered.
Becky drives the puppy back to the city shelter on South Harding Street. We head behind the scenes where workers determined the dog was not microchipped and suffered from malnutrition and some kind of trauma. This is the gritty reality of our city's animal overpopulation problem. Just steps away, a line is forming at the back of the city shelter. It's people waiting to surrender their dogs and cats. Amy Jackson is one of them. She's looking to hand over Xena, a dog she's had for a month. Volunteers with IndyCares try to help pet owners keep their animals in their homes.
We could set her up with a spay and we could pay for it.
I can't do it. I got enough taking care of all the kids and I'm about to have another one.
Call 6 Investigates heads inside to intake, where a city worker explains a harsh reality.
We are completely at capacity and we have maybe 1 or 2 open cages available. So if we do have a dog that's showing signs of aggression, especially at intake, we will euthanize it right away.
Amy seems to have second thoughts.
So if we did get to the point where we have to euthanize her, would you want her back?
Yeah.
The kids and Amy say goodbye to Xena. She disappears behind the door and is now one of 14,000 animals that will come into the city shelter this year.
It was a little difficult. We do care about her, we love her, but you know, we just can't take care of her. And I know they said that they're very busy, but I didn't know that they were to that capacity.
The shelter is busting at the seams nearly every single day. They have more than 600 animals, 10% more in the facility than 5 years ago, in part because they're using temporary cages like these.
Some people have said that you guys are basically hoarding animals here at the shelter.
We are definitely doing everything in our power to avoid euthanasia, but we are not doing it irresponsibly.
We did some checking and found Animal Care Services has not euthanized animals solely for space reasons in the last 4 years, but they have euthanized hundreds of adoptable dogs and a few cats for behavioral reasons.
So people might say, well, my animal will be adopted.
Your animal may be adopted, but it's going to hurt the chances for the next animal coming through the door.
You, the taxpayer, are footing the bill for the city's animal overpopulation problem. IACS has a $4.9 million budget. That comes out to about $350 for every animal that comes through the shelter. City Council just approved a 12% increase in funding to Animal Care Services.
We're basically paying for irresponsible pet owners.
Correct. Even if you're taking care of your animals, we're still paying for those who aren't.
Officer Becky Knowles is still shaken up, but a backlog of runs awaits. She heads out onto the streets to tackle a problem that shows no signs of stopping. Kara Kenny, RTV6.
And if you'd like to find out what happened to Xena, the pit bull mix who was surrendered, go to the IndyChannel.com or the RTV6 app to find out the latest on her status. And Animal Care Services is adding 4 animal control officers in 2019, which they hope will drastically improve the backlog of calls and reduce animal abuse and neglect. But the city still needs your help. You can adopt, donate money or food to the shelter, or volunteer to walk dogs or foster an animal, and spay or neuter your own dog or cat.